How's it going, guys? In today's video we're going to be cooking on the Camp Chef Woodwind. It's more of a bake slash cook. What we're going to be doing is we're just going to be doing a Papa Murphy's take and bake. I usually like to bake and cook some cheap items on the pellet grill just so you can get a feel of how it performs. See if you got some hot spots. You're not really going to tell where your hot spots are because we're going to rotate it a little bit, but you'll kind of see, you know. You just want to see how it performs, and I recommend cooking some cheap food on it on any pellet grill when you first purchase it, just because the last thing you want to do is you put an expensive cut of meat or you put a whole bunch of ribs and stuff, and then you either burn it or undercook it or you don't time it right. So word advice, cook cheap food on it in the beginning. So that's the purpose of that. The tools we're going to need, obviously a pellet grill. You're going to want some sort of peel or some sort of oven mitt so you can take the pizza out once it's done, because you don't want to use your bare hands. You're going to burn yourself. So for me, I think it's easier to use a peel. You're going to want some sort of timer. Your phone works great. I use that for the longest time. I'm actually going to be using a ThermoWorks Time Stick Trio, and it's just a timer, and there's 3 different timers I can set on there. So we're going to rotate the pie every 5 minutes, and so sometimes I forget to set it on my phone. So that's the purpose of this. And then you're going to want some sort of either spatula or some sort of fork, just something to get underneath this pizza. So throughout the cook, so you can monitor the crust to make sure the crust isn't cooking faster than the top, because if the crust is cooking faster, obviously you're going to burn it before your toppings are heated through and everything. So I'll show you throughout the cook on how we check that. But I left the cover on because I wanted to address an issue. I saw this a long time ago, about a year and a half ago. A well-known review site reviews products, and they had mentioned one thing they didn't like about the cover slash the design was the pellet hopper clean out. I'll show you here in a second. Let me pull this out a little bit so you can see. But there's a lever right here, guys, to change out your pellets. It's right here, and the dump out's here. Well, what this reviewer was claiming was that when he took the cover off, the lever would pull out, and not all the time, he had it once, would pull out and the pellets would dump out. I don't know what he did wrong. I've owned a Camp Chef pellet grill, and they've had it on the previous one I've owned for a long time, and I've never once even come close to having that issue. So kind of wanted to show you that I don't address that issue. So I'm going to set you down real quick, and I'll go ahead and show you. Obviously you're not going to be taking off your cover to let me hold it, I can't see. You're not going to be taking your cover off to this extreme, what I'm going to show you, but just to show you, make a point that doesn't happen. So I mean, you saw me slam it up and you didn't see this rod pull out. It doesn't pull out. It's never been an issue for me. I've never heard of anybody having that issue. So for that individual to say he had it, I don't know what he did. Maybe he didn't. What I'm guessing, you can see, is that he didn't have, you'll see like almost like a, I don't know, a circle. I'm guessing he didn't have this latch on the other side, which caused it to come out. You can see pellets coming out. Well, when it's in properly, it's not going anywhere. So regardless of how you take this cover off, it's not an issue, you know. So I just wanted to address that in this video. So let me go ahead and get this cover off, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I went ahead and took the cover off. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do that, I'm gonna want to clean out my fire pot. It's been, I don't know, 3 bakes or so since I've cleaned it out, and you're supposed to do it every other one at least. With Camp Chef, they're recommending every time. So Camp Chef's patented design makes it easy for that. So I'm going to lift the lever up, pull it, and clean out my ash from the fire pot, and you'll see how much ash I've had. You can see how, I still have pellets in from the video I made, but there's still, you can see the ash in there. So we're going to go ahead and dump that out now that we got that taken care of. If you didn't have this feature on your pellet grill, you're going to have to take all of this stuff out, and it probably won't be as clean because I've cleaned it for my overview video that I'll link down below, but it's pretty clean, but most of the time it's not going to be this clean. So you're probably going to need to get some gloves Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this one-handed, but this pizza, the directions are wanting us to cook at 425 for like 12 to 18 minutes or so. This is what confuses a lot of people here, guys. Let me grab my little bench here. Is there isn't 425 on this controller. Most controllers go to 400 and then high. So this is where people get confused. They're like, well, I don't have 425, so I'm just going to put it on high. You don't want to do that, because on high you're going to get temperatures up to 500 degrees. You're going to burn your pie and you're going to be upset at yourself, or you could catch the cardboard on fire. So we're going to turn it on and we are going to stick it to 400. I always recommend going down a setting from what a normal setting is, you know. I rather have it cook a few minutes longer than burn my food and then having an upset family because they're hungry and nothing's made. Hopefully you can still hear me, but some pellet grills you're gonna have to put it on the smoke setting and wait for it to smoke and then go up to your temp. You don't have to do this with the Camp Chef. You can if you want. I never have, even with my Traegers. I've never even done it. I've never had an issue doing that. So I'm going to leave it on 400 and wait for it to come up to temp. So as soon as it comes up to temp, I will go ahead and get back with you guys. Alright guys, we're right at temp. We're at 399. I could sit here all day and film this and my temp will only fluctuate every 2-3 degrees or so. So this is a pretty amazing controller for being stock. Camp Chef really outdid themselves on that. But anyways, let's go ahead and open this up and let's go ahead and put the pie in. And that's the reason for the peel, so I can do it one-handed. Alright, that's all we are going to do. And I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to lose a lot of heat, but this is why we rotate it. It's hard to see in the video, but you got about a gap about that much where the drip tray on each side doesn't cover. And that's where it tends to cook a little faster along the crust. So that's the reason why we rotate it. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. And we will grab our timer. So whatever timer you have. For me, I'm going to set mine, and I will get back with you in 5 minutes. Alright guys, it's been 5 minutes, so we're just going to open it up real quick. You can see it's cooking just fine. We're going to rotate it about a half turn. It's really hot, so be careful. You might want to wear something, but I see I'm starting to get a bubble. So, and that's the benefit of rotating it every 5 minutes. You can typically see if you're getting bubbles or whatever, so you can pop them real quick. You can see I'm getting one there and one there. So that's it. I will get back with you in about 10 minutes. I'm going to rotate it another 5, and then the next 5 I'll show you why it's important. You'll see how it's browning a little bit more along the edges. So I'm going to wait about 10 minutes and I'll get back with you. Alright guys, it's actually been another 6 minutes. I said I was going to get back with you in 5, but I totally forgot. We're about halfway through the bake, and this is the time that we're gonna need the spatula or fork or whatever to check the crust. But just wanted to show you the temperatures. I'm at 399. Just so you guys are aware, Camp Chef does advertise plus or minus 15 degrees. So as long as you're within that 15 degrees, you're fine. Typically I'm only 2 to 3, but every once in a while I get 10 or something, but I wouldn't be alarmed in that case. But I wanted to show you, we wanted to check the crust, and this is why. You can see how it's cooking along the edges here a little bit faster, not by much, but that's why we rotate it, because all the heat's coming this way. But let's check our crust. We're not burning, it looks great, so we're going to go ahead and rotate it another half turn or so and wait another 5 minutes, and I'll get back with you at the end of the cook, and we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, it's been officially 20 minutes and I'm going to call this done. So let me grab my peel here and I'm going to show you what the crust looks like. You can't replicate this type of bake in an oven. At least I haven't been able to. I love these pies on the pellet grill. So, but you can see this is how she turned out. I mean, that's a perfectly cooked pie. Now, the truth is in the crust, so it's hard to see. You can see not burnt, it's perfect. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this up, and I'll flip one over so you guys can get a better look. So give me 1 second. All right, I went ahead and cut it up, but I also just went ahead and flipped this to the shutdown. You're gonna still hear the fan when you put it in shutdown. That's just to keep the fan going to burn whatever pellets you have in the pellet grill. But let's take a look at this pie. I'll flip a couple pieces over. Look at that. That's perfectly cooked pie. Yeah, these pellet grills are pretty awesome. So you can see I didn't burn the cardboard. I didn't do anything. I didn't need to have a pizza stone or do anything fancy. You saw what I did, and that was the purpose of this video. So alright guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, recommendations, things that I should improve on, obviously my camera work, other than that, go ahead and leave them down below. Alright guys, have a good one.